Alongside David Sanchez, Matt Dunnigan, Jim Barker, as we get set for the Rough Riders taking on the Toronto Argonauts. And as the Rough Riders are calling it, the Shea Show. It is Shea Patterson under center for the Riders because we know that Trevor Harris is going to be sidelined for the next 4 to 6 weeks. This team is perfect right now, Chezzy. I mean, a big test in the Argos coming into town. But do you have confidence in Shea?
I mean, I haven't seen enough from him to have confidence. If they have confidence in Shea, and that's really all that matters. They're going to have to play complimentary football, Matty D, one of your lines, and I think it's really necessary tonight. And if you look at this team and what we saw, at least in a small sample with Shea Patterson, is he's got to get the ball out quick. He's got to let his playmakers do what they do. I think he had 10 yards in that second half last week of air yards passing. Everything he had in the passing game, which there wasn't a lot of, was yak. But look, he has the playmakers to do that. So hopefully get the ball in AJ's hands. He's just using receiver screens, speed sweeps, whatever you can to try to get the ball moving horizontally, because I haven't seen enough in the vertical game to lean on that.
You're right. And the sample size that we have from Shea Patterson, 16 passes as a professional. Yeah, he had a glorified collegiate career, but at the end of the day, it comes down to what have you done for me lately, and it's next man up. And behind him, you got a kid by the name of Jack Cohn. And to me, that is they've got quarterbacks now 1 and 2 with zero experience in the Canadian Football League leading this football team, and that's all behind a 38-year-old quarterback who's on the injured list for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Difficult situation. So how do you deal with that? Pound the football. And they got the right person to do that, and A.J. Ouellette. And A.J. Ouellette behind him, they're adding a little Frankie Hickson. So I love that 1-2 punch. And to me, that is very similar to what we get with the Toronto Argonauts. And you've got McMahon behind a guy by the name of Kadeem Carey. And to me, that's perfect. Both these teams are set up to pound the football with their young quarterbacks. One's got 0 time behind the center, and the other guy's got 6 starts, going to the 6 start, Jim. So to me, you got to pound the football, and I think this will go right into your play in your hand. Be physical, right?
Well, again, they have to be physical, and this is the kind of game that they want to play. Unfortunately, Shea Patterson is exactly the opposite of Trevor Harris. They've spent day one, Trevor Harris is their guy. They basically have designed everything around a drop-back passer who's very accurate, and that's not Shea Patterson. This has to be a complete change in game plan for Mark Mueller. Young coordinator, but what a great test for him. Yeah, they need to run the ball, but Toronto knows that. So they need to utilize formations and do things that allow them to run the ball. I think the pressure's on Mark Mueller to be able to give them an opportunity for Shea Patterson to be successful.
It's also the 2 best run defenses in the league, too, which will make this a very interesting matchup. But I'm with you, too. A.J. Ouellette back on track last week, and he told me at the beginning of the season he had this date circled. So probably a big game from him, and we'll see how Shea Patterson does as we send it back to SportsCenter.